if you think about dating for a moment, and you got the one, like my Holly. I was being me. I was letting her know the full me because I wanted to be accepted while wanting to win her heart and mind. I didn't want to put on a facade because I wanted it to be real. I wanted it to work out. I wanted her to see what she was getting while putting my best foot forward. All of you, at some point in time, most likely, unless you're an owner of a firm, all of you are going to interview again at some point in time in your career. It's either going to be for an internal job or at some point an external job. And you can do exactly what I did with Holly. You can win people's hearts and minds while still being fully authentic. You know, there's great risk if you put on the dog and pony show, which I talk about. I talk about curbing the dog and corralling the pony. They have no place in selling. They have no place in interviewing. Because if you put on a facade, they've bought a facade. And that facade's going to break down at some point, and there's going to be at least one or two dissatisfied parties. Instead, winning the hearts and minds is an enrollment mechanism that's fully authentic where you just tell the truth. And all you do is you give very specific examples of what you've done. You don't tell people, well, here's how I'd handle this if it happened at your firm, or here's how I'd handle that. No, you'd say, let me tell you a specific example from my past of how I handled that. You talk about the who, what, where, when, why, and how. Those details. You get specific, but you do it succinctly. Because two things are going on. If you give somebody succinct details, that is an offer of proof of your value, your past history, but you communicate it in a succinct way, you're going to win their hearts and minds because they're sitting there in their heart going, man, I feel good about this person. But in their mind, they're going, you know, this is a smart guy who can communicate very, very effectively. Lots of detail in a short period of time. Is that what I did with Holly? Sure, because I divulged a lot of myself, but I made a lot of space for her as well. We had great conversations. If you do this in interviews, this is a great conversation, and it wins the hearts, it wins the minds, but most importantly, it wins you the job.